Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And with Android, manufacturers have the ability to customize the operating system and add some new features, take away features as well. One of those being the always on display, and a few different manufacturers have taken that on and tried to put their own twist on it. So I figured I'd grab a bunch of different devices and kind of compare the different always on displays. I hear from some people they won't even buy a phone if it doesn't have always on display, and some other people are like, oh, I don't even use it, I just shut it off. So I think there's a spectrum on people liking always on display and not liking it. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the different ones that have always on display. So right away, here are the devices I'd like to show off. The Google Pixel, the Galaxy S8, the LG G6, and this is the Moto Z2 Play. Now they're all different. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Pixel to start off and show off the ambient display. So it doesn't necessarily have an always on display, but it does have an ambient display. So of course the Google Pixel runs stock Android, and here is the setting and display, ambient display. So basically it will wake screen when you receive notifications. So to show this off, I'm going to send myself a message real quick, and it should wake that ambient display. It doesn't turn the screen on completely, but you'll see that it shows the time, and right here you'll see Hangouts Tim, hi, and you can tap reply, and you'll see I have a lock, so I can go ahead and unlock it, and then I can do a quick reply. So this is on Android O, so the upcoming operating system that should launch next week, which I will do a full review, so stay tuned for that on Monday. Now next up is the Samsung Galaxy S8, and obviously the S8 Plus has this as well. So this is an always on display. So you'll see it is always showing the time, the date, the battery percentage, and your notifications that are in your notification tray. So you'll see I have Hangouts, I have Google, and Gmail as well. And all three of those icons pop up. Now you can actually act upon these. So if I want to double tap on Hangouts, you'll see use biometrics or pattern to draw, and it loads it on up. There's a lot of customization options that you do have with the always on display. So content to show, you can customize that, and also a specific clock. So if you want analog, world, and once you select one, you can change the clock style. So you see analog, there's a group of different ones you can choose from. You can change the color as well. So if you want the clock to be a specific color, you can change that. And of course, you can change the background to something specific if you'd like. You cannot customize the picture that's in the background, so just out of these four, or you can have none as well. So a lot of customization options. When I go back, you can also uncheck show always, so it isn't an always on display. One more to show off would be the edge clock. You can change the position left or right to take advantage of that curved display. You can also change the color as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply, and let's check it out. So when the always on display pops up, it is only on the side, and of course you'll see just the time, date, and battery percentage. On the S8, you can also control music with the always on display. So if you double tap on the specific music playing, you'll see I'm playing a song through Spotify. I can play pause or skip songs as well, simply without even pressing a button to turn on the display. And of course it does have the button on the bottom, which isn't actually a button, it's just the screen that you can turn it on. Next up is the LG G6, and you'll see it is extremely dim. You can customize that, but it does have the date analog clock, battery percentage, and a couple notification icons. And this isn't always on display, so it does always show. Now you can make it brighter, which is of course going to drain battery a little bit, but it will be easier to see. I'll show that in a second. You can have a daily timeout, so turn off the always on display at a set time every day. And you can change the content, so from analog clock to signature and digital clock. So not as many customizations as that of the Galaxy S8, but let's go ahead and turn off the display, and you'll see it's brighter now. Shows the time, the date, and your notifications. You cannot act upon those notifications at all, but double tapping the display will turn the screen on. Next up, I want to show that Moto Z2 Play on the far left, and I want you to make note of my hand approaching the device. Now it has some sensors that recognizes when my hand approaches it and shows off this screen called, I think they call it Moto Display. It's not an always on display because of course it's not on right now, but when I approach it, you'll see it shows the time, and you'll see right now it's actually just showing me an email, but you'll see it shows the date, the time, the battery percentage, and when I touch and hold, it'll show the specific notification, in this case, an email that I have, and I can go ahead and drag up to open the app as it's telling me, or just go ahead and swipe down to dismiss that notification as well. And that happens when notifications come through. It will show that screen. I'll show that off in just a second. Now you'll see I just got a notification right here, and it did show that ambient display, but of course it does go away after that notification goes away. So it is not an always-on display, unfortunately. However, I do like the implementation of me just being able to have it sitting on my desk and I can just wave my hand over it, check the time, check if I have any notifications down at the bottom, and act upon it. So that is kind of nice and would be just a preference thing. Now, I also want to show off the iPhone 7 Plus real quick. If you do pick it up, it does have a lift to wake feature, and that is pretty much it. And you'll see it didn't work that time. I'm holding it at a weird angle, but there you have it. It did work right there, and it does seem to work pretty much as I want it to. So all in all, there's a look at the always-on displays, S8 adding more customization options than the LG G6, but both having them, and you can act upon the notifications on the S8. So that was just a quick comparison I wanted to do, and also show off other features, such as on stock Android does not have the always-on display. Same with that Moto device. However, they are a little bit different as well. So definitely drop a comment. Let me know if you actually use always-on display, if you think it's a waste of battery. Just go ahead and let me know. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.